In the wake of the Johnny Depp case, it's important that we recognize the bullshit that's happening all over us as women throw allegations of abuse against us, even when they are being the abusers. And let's face it, our courts, they throw out restraining orders against men without a second thought of the consequences and the stigma that accompany them. It's a strategy to get you out of the house or keep you away from your kids. As a divorce coach, that's what keeps me up at night, trying to figure the fuck out how a benevolent male can protect themselves. And this is a topic I bring up every day, whether there is a client or not. To me, wearing protection isn't wearing a condom. Instead, it's often having to wear a body camera to protect yourself from the false allegations. And I can tell you this, it's videos like these that the National Society for Domestic Violence Against Women, that they don't want you to see. Domestic violence and the false allegations against men, they go hand in hand, as I'll explain later. It's a subject that I would sooner forget because of personal reasons. Because like many of you, I am Johnny Depp. I'm that guy that got slapped by an ex, and when the cops get called, I was the one having to go to jail defending myself. I was guilty of stupidity, but not aggression. And if you think that domestic violence is a victimless crime because it doesn't cause bruising or bleeding, I can promise you that it matters in the long term. I was always a skinny, nerdy kid that played by the rules, and I was never in trouble with the law. I went to college while in high school, and I was the kind of guy that I couldn't get laid in TJ. I never expected domestic violence to be a part of my life. But in my mid-20s, that's exactly what happened. Now, I'm not an angel, and I wasn't an angel during this fight, but physically abusive? Never. It was 2001, I was in my mid-20s. An ex-girlfriend of mine, she shows up to the front of my apartment. Now, she was a cocktail waitress, and although we'd broken up, I still cared about her. So when she came in, I welcomed her. She knocks on my door, and here's how the conversation goes. Wow, I feel like I'm seeing a ghost. Come in. Now, I suspected why she had broken up with me, but I wasn't 100% sure. I should also add that as a cocktail waitress, she had already had a few drinks inside of her prior to coming over. As for myself, I definitely had a few drinks prior to her showing up. So I asked, what happened? I missed you. I knew you were pulling away, but that's pretty fucked up.
I met someone else for them.
You know, I'm so fucking stupid. I should have treated you like the whore you were when we met. You fucking cheater. Slap. Truth really hurts? You fucking whore. Do it again. Words that after the Johnny Depp case, they're rather haunting, as you'll see. Slap. See? You can't fucking hurt me anymore. Actually, not true. It did hurt. Do it again. Slap. My glasses had already flown across the room. Try that again. Now, to be honest, the slaps, they were starting to hurt. So as she was winding up for her next slap, I just blocked the slap by grabbing her forearm. As she went to slap me with the other hand, I just grabbed the other one as well. So now I have her like this. She couldn't hit me anymore. But to my disgust, she spit on my face. You fucking bitch, I'm calling the cops. That's the last time you're ever gonna hurt me. Little did I know, because before I could call the cops, they were already there banging on my door. What's going on in here? It was clear that we were both drinking. They had heard one of us fighting, the commotion. It was also clear that I had been hit and I had marks already on my face. So they separated us. Then they asked, did she hit you? No, officer. How'd you get the mark? I don't know. The lie was obvious. But as a man, you don't want to make this stuff legal. You think you could solve it by yourself, right? So while I was busy protecting her from what she had done, the favor, it wasn't reciprocated, because next thing I know, I hear, sir, put your hands behind your back. What? You're under arrest for domestic violence. I never touched her. She hit me. Yeah, now you say something. Now I was fucked. I was heartbroken. I was betrayed. I was broke. I was still hurting from the hits. And now I was in jail. Paid around $5,000 for an attorney to defend me. Now, I could only imagine if you're going through a divorce and having to defend yourself on two fronts, that's tough. So I show up to the Aurora courthouse, and she's there with her victim advocates, all her entourage. It was a dog and pony show, and it was sickening. It's them against me, and the report said that because I grabbed her when she told me she was with someone else, it was domestic violence. You want to feel like a victim? You want to feel how unjust the system is? Talk to someone with a domestic violence claim. The case took only one day. I testified and I choked on the stand because I was nervous. But when they recessed, it was just 10 minutes. I was cleared. To my surprise, I cried when the jury spoke. The exhaustion, it just overwhelmed me. All of that for nothing. I stood up for her, but I should have stood up to her. When it was suggested that I jump on the bandwagon and make a video on Johnny Depp, I shrugged it off. But I realized that I wasn't jumping on the bandwagon. I was Johnny Depp. I'd be missing the whole point of my channel by stubbornness. not to make a video on domestic violence against men. It would have been chicken shit. 1994, Violence Against Women's Act is just what it is. It's an act to protect women against men. It shifted the pendulum to the opposite direction, and men are now found guilty until proven innocent. You know, as a divorce coach, what keeps me up at night, there aren't my clients' ability to pick up the pieces and thrive after divorce. It's their safety. It's genuinely keeping them away from false allegations, from the restraining orders. That's my top of mind. The rest is easy. It's the laws that keep me awake. How they're shifted so far against men. And much of the conversations that I have with men are about getting security cameras, about staying safe from allegations. It's bullshit. Women get restraining orders to win on the divorce, not for their safety. The National Society of Violence Against Women found that 7.4% of men have been victims of domestic violence. 7.4. 7 out of 100. According to their poll, less than 1 out of 10 has been a victim. Less. Let's be real. If you were to hypothetically text your first 10 guys that you have on your phone and ask them if they've been hit by any of their exes, how many men do you think that you'll have to go to find your first yes? Women hitting, slapping, kicking, or any aggression towards men, it's controversial for many reasons. First, because ruffles the feathers. It's not normal. You don't want to piss off the already pissed off feminists. Second, because, well, we men, we don't want to come off as insensitive to the women that have been battered. Third, it's embarrassing. Why make a big deal out of being hit? And fourth, because men can't be victims if it doesn't cause bruising. That is, until we become victims as we try to stop the angry, aggressive women from hitting us. 7.4 is a bullshit number. Consider the source, the National Violence Against Women. The same group that their director, Rita Smith, says that men are batterers 95% of the time, and that the police need to just look at who's in real danger, because women hitting men, they're the ones that are stronger, so they could do more damage. You know how many fucking times I heard a female say that she's so small and the guy's so big that there's no way that they could hurt them? That's not the point. The point is that she feels entitled to hit you, that she lost control of her mind and body enough for her to hit you. The point is that she knows that if you call the police, you'd be a pussy for doing so. The point is that she's drunk driving at 100 miles an hour, flirting with disaster, and should you defend yourself, you're fucked. Here's a 54-second clip from 2 actors. They're pretending to be fighting. First, the guy is the aggressor. Second, the girl is the aggressor.
What?
Too Come here.
Get your hand off me.
Come here.
Get your hand off me.
Who was there?
Get your hand off me.
Who was there? Tell me who was there.
People are looking at us. People are looking at us. Will you get your hands off me? Stop there. People are looking at us. What's wrong with you?
We're fine.
Grant, thanks. Okay, can someone call the police if you carry on doing that to someone?
Okay.
Because if I don't, someone else will. You haven't listened. You haven't gotten into what I've been saying to you. You're not even listening to me, that's what. Why do I push you like that? Because you won't on to me, but you won't listen to me. I family.
I wasn't.
No, you can't be. No, you can't be. Don't try and walk away. Stop. Listen to me when I'm talking. Don't try and walk away from me. Stop it.
Look at those around and how they act. So according to the National Society of Violence Against Women, less than 1 in 10 men are abused by women. You know what I say, and I strongly believe? Women hit men by a margin of 2 to 1. We just don't talk about it. Here's another study. The CDC did a study looking at homosexual men and homosexual women. 26% of gay men have been victims of abuse. Homosexual women, 44% have been victims of abuse. Women outpace men in the abuse portion by a margin of nearly 2 to 1. Someone says that it's a different standard because they're gay. You just think that gay does not equal more violent. Gay most likely means that they're more willing to report it because fighting within the same gender, it isn't as humiliating as fighting between a woman hitting you. A guy hits you, it's not domestic violence. It gets reported as assault. If 44% of homosexual women have reported domestic violence, what's to stop them from doing that to a man? Someone that she knows will most likely not hit her back. 44%. Please remember that number, because as a divorce coach, I began a kick-ass Facebook group for divorcing men. In the group, I asked if they've ever been abused in a current or prior relationship. Earlier, I quoted 44% of gay women that they've been abused. 46% of the men answered that at one point in their life, they've been abused. 44%. The Johnny I know, I don't think wants to speak for us. I don't think he ever wanted to be in this situation, but he had no choice. After 15 months marrying Amber Heard, 2 years later, Amber Heard, she had an op-ed at the Washington Post regarding the treatment of women in domestic abuse. Although the case doesn't mention Johnny Depp by name, he ended up losing millions and millions in the contract. So Johnny, being the badass he is, he sued Amber Heard. $50 million he sued her. She tried to get the suit dismissed, but when she couldn't, she sued back for $100 million. This happens every day in today's America, but this time, they did it to the #1 actor in the world, thereby showing you just how common it is. So here are the facts. Guy, girl, they get married. A fight ensues regarding talks about the post-nuptial agreement. Girl gets pissed and girl starts kicking and hitting the walls. Girl throws vodka bottle at guy, severing his middle finger. Guy lies to doctor about why he's fingerless. Girl uses guy as her ashtray by extinguishing a cigarette on the guy's face. Girl complains to guy that he just tries to run away during fights. Think about how many times we've seen a girl getting in our way when we're trying to move out so that it doesn't get physical. What are you gonna do? Hit a girl? What are you gonna do? Where are you going? Where are you going? Girl throws pots and pans at guy. Girl is hurt saying, I hit you. I didn't punch you, you fucking baby. Guy runs into the bathroom to hide from girl and girl runs after him. Girl kicks in the door, giving herself access and punches guy in the jaw. Girl continues to hit guy. Guy gives girl a bear hug to stop the fighting. Guy, girl bump heads. Girl accuses guy of assault. Another day after being late to the girl's birthday party, girl hits guy. Guy says, go ahead, do it again. That's exactly what I did. Go ahead, do it again. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Girl takes crap on guy's bed. Girl says in front of everyone, that's the last time you're ever going to hit me. Girl files for and receives a temporary restraining order. She receives one. Guy, girl, they file for divorce. Guy pays girl $7 million. Girl gives money to battered women and Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. Guy's career goes downhill, losing millions. Guy sues girl for $50 million. Girl, she tries to drop the charges but can't. Girl countersues for now $100 million. She's a better actress, I guess. So a guy literally loses his finger, he gets his ass kicked, and he pays millions while she's getting the restraining order on him. This is our world. This is why domestic violence against men is so dangerous. It leads to false allegations. It happened to me, and it happened to arguably the most sought after actor in the world. Girl gets stupid, hits a guy. When the cops come in, the guys, they try to defend themselves, but they don't want to get the law into it, so they don't speak. While the girl says she touched him, that's how men go to jail. You know, as I was preparing for this video, I wanted to address domestic violence with my 15-year-old son. So I told him, I go, hey, let's talk about domestic violence. Just want to talk to you about it real quick. You know what he said? Dad, you think I hit a woman? That's our mentality. If you're going through a divorce, join our Facebook group. It's about solutions, and why not set up a one-on-one with me? I've worked with hundreds of men to help them earn what they lost during their marriage, their balls. And believe me, it's a freaking rush when you get them back. Such a rush that the rest is almost inconsequential because, well, everything else falls into place. Preliminary data shows that the coaching program I have, Medico, the men's quality of life improves from 56 to 81. That's the strongest predictor that we have. 25 points. That's 44% improvement in quality of life. In a few seconds, you're gonna see a logo that looks like this, but it's gonna be in the lower left of your screen. Click on it. It'll take you to my site to make an appointment and to join the Facebook group. Last, a couple of my videos, like this one, it loses monetization because, well, much of my content, it isn't made for sponsors, but you can help in contributing to this and to other videos like this by simply going to the thanks portion of YouTube, and under it, just sponsoring the video yourself. That way we can stick it to other sponsors that don't want to back us. I took a poll of the same group of men and asked them how many of them have falsely been accused of domestic violence. The numbers were high, but there's a Johnny Depp in all of us. So I asked a few guys to say something in solidarity. So here you go.
I am Johnny Depp.
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 I am Johnny Depp. Thank you very much.
I'ma wake up, do damage. Join them, 7 sport. Working on 90.